Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of my Megapark. Now, in the last episode, I started on this swamp area right over here with this old arrow or Vekoma looper. And in this episode, I want to work on a ride that goes on this narrow strip of land, and also it goes inland a bit. The ride that I want to build here is something many of you have been asking for. I want to make a B&M Hyper Coaster here. Now, it will be a big ride. It will be another roller coaster, but the episodes after this I will build some other rides. Anyway, I will need some extra space here, and this track and texture here is a little bit in the way. So what I'm going to do is I will make a separate island here and move all the track and texture to over there, and that should help me make some space for the coaster. Alright, the track and texture now is its own little island. There's actually more track and texture rides which I could still fit on here, because not all of them are actually on here. But for now this should be fine. I'm slowly running out of space anyway, so I doubt I will need much more of this. Anyway, I think it's time to start working on the hyper coaster now. So yeah, I think this will be great. Now, one mistake people often make with these high coasters is that they make them too tall. Of course, in reality, these coasters can be up to 100 meters tall. But yeah, in Roller Coaster Tycoon, if you do that, your coasters will start to look, or the hills will start to look like big triangles. So usually you'll want to avoid that. So because of that, I'll stick to, 45. I made it 45 meters now. We'll make it a little bit less tall. Also to not disrupt the view of the other coaster too much. And of course also to prevent it from looking like triangles too much. Alright, that's the layout of the Hyper Coaster done. So it's a simple out and back layout, but rather than it being L-shaped or just long out and back that's straight, it's actually sort of T-shaped. I guess a little bit like Millennium Force. Or maybe also kind of like coasters like Nitro. So yeah, there's just a few big drops right here. And here there's a turnaround with a 540 degree helix. Then another big hill here. Then here there's an airtime hill. And then another one until it comes to this block section. Then here it will travel under the path. I will extend this bridge to go over the coaster right here. And then here there's just some simple bunny hops until it returns back to the station. So yeah, I think this is a nice layout for B&M Hyper Coaster. Yeah, right over here I think I'll make sort of a vantage point just so the guests can see the coaster in action at the first drop. And here I just made a little tunnel just so guests can pass under the coaster safely. And they will also have a nice view of the coaster as it travels over them here. Now I will keep this area in the swamp theme, so that's also why I tried to give the coaster some dark colors. So of course it still has the bright blue, but I made the supports black just to make it fit into this area a little bit better. Anyway, I think I will just extend this theme also, so I will try to put this coaster on some islands. I'm not really sure how I will extend this theme to the beach. I'll probably actually remove the beach here and just make sort of a mangrove area, something like that. But I'll have to see. Anyway, there's a lot of area to theme, so I think I'd best get started. Alright, what I think will be cool to have here is a little restaurant with a seating area right above the water. And probably I'll also place some benches here and also make a little vantage point from where guests have a good view of the first drop of the coaster. And it also passes by a few more times here. So yeah, I think this will be a nice viewpoint for the guests. Alright, here's a little trick that might help you hide buildings inside scenery. So for example, if you have a shop, let's make a hot dog stall. And if you want to have it inside a building, so let's make some walls here. Notice that I'm making the walls on the exact same tile as this shop. Now if you place a roof on top, the shop is visible through the roof. Now here we also had that issue, not anymore. So what you can do to solve this is just go on the tile, and you'll see a track piece here on this tile. The track piece is actually the food stall, the hot dog stall. So what we'll do here is we'll select the track and we'll move it to the top. And now you can see all the scenery is drawn over the shop. So the shop will not be poking through the building anymore. So yeah, like you can see here, it's no longer poking through this roof. Except on the places where it's actually higher than the roof. But I can live with this little piece poking through only from that angle. Alright, there's still a lot to do, but it's getting quite late. So I will now just finish the station of the coaster, and then I will wrap up this episode. Alright, it's time to open the coaster. So yeah, I made a transfer track here. Now, looking at it, I might have made it a little bit longer. Or probably I could just move the block brakes a bit to the front. Anyway, this coaster is now called Hyper Twister 1. That will not be the final name of the coaster. So yeah, I don't know of a coaster name right now, so if you have any suggestions, just let me know in the comments, and if I like yours, I might just choose it as the new name of this for this coaster. Now, I think it's time for me to continue decorating the station. Alright, it's getting late, so I'm gonna leave it at this for now. In the next episode, I will continue decorating this area, because there's still a lot to do. And while I'm at it, maybe I'll also have time to do some work on this beach. But yeah, I'll see that in the next episode. For now, I hope you enjoyed this episode. For the rest of the episode, we will just follow a train of this coaster throughout the layout. And remember, if you have a nice name for the coaster, just let me know in the comments. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this episode and I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.